Today, we're taking a closer look at the MFT suppressors made in Slovenia. Slovenia is a beautiful country that lies in Central Europe, right next to Austria, Italy, Hungary and Croatia. Now yes, we are a very small country and there's not a lot of us, but we are Slovenians and we are proud. So here at Polenar Tactical, we are always thrilled to see local companies succeeding in the gun industry. Slovenia has a rich history in engineering excellence, and MFT suppressors are no exception to this. Suppressors, or silencers as they were initially called, are devices that reduce the sound and muzzle signature of a firearm. Now with most firearms, there are two sources of the very loud bang, the sound that you hear from a firearm firing. Now first one is the bullet traveling at supersonic speed, so it's breaking the sound barrier and that creates the sonic boom. You cannot do much about that unless you use subsonic bullets. And then the other source of the sound are very hot, very fast gases that leave the barrel and expand quickly. This creates a very loud sound at the muzzle and around of the firearm. So what the suppressor does is gives some space to the gases to expand, and then it captures them and slows them down, which reduces the sound immensely. Suppressors are not a modern invention, and most of them have a very simple construction. Essentially just a hollow tube that has a lot of small chambers inside that will slow down the gases. Now you can improve the efficiency of the suppressor if you increase the volume and increase the number of chambers, and also you can play with different geometries, you can use even 3D printing and a lot of stuff, but even if you manage to make the quietest suppressor on the market, it will be only as quiet as the bullet leaving the barrel. If the bullet is supersonic, you will still hear the crack and the sound levels will be above the safe hearing threshold. That means that you will need to still use some kind of hearing protection, regardless of the suppressor. What we generally see is that shooters that are new to suppressors will try to find the quietest can possible. They will compare the stats and go for the one that has the biggest decibel reduction. Now, this is perfectly fine if you need the suppressor for hunting, if you don't shoot a lot, or if you have a bolt-action rifle. But if you have a semi-automatic rifle, and you're like us, you like to shoot, you like to do competitions, maybe do some tactics, shoot quickly, round after round, you will soon realize that a normal suppressor has a lot of drawbacks. The biggest issue of a conventional design of a suppressor is back pressure. So imagine if these chambers here are stopping the gases, they're also building up pressure, and some of the gases go back through the barrel, and when the bolt opens, it goes into the workings of the gun, and also some of it goes into your face. This is bad for two reasons. One is that those hot gases and small particles of carbon get into your face, into your eyes, they sting and they bother you. And the second thing is that those are quite toxic, and some research even shows that they could be potentially cancerogenic. Cancerogenic? Cancers? Cancerogenic? They could potentially cause cancer, which is no good. The other problem of the back pressure is that it creates higher strain on all of the working parts of the gun. So for the direct impingement, long stroke, short stroke piston, it will just move everything with more force. So your gun will wear out faster, and some of the parts can break faster. One solution to this is an adjustable gas block, where you can reduce the amount of gases coming into the system of the gun. And the other one is getting a flow-through suppressor. So how these suppressors work is that instead of blocking the gases, they direct them in different channels, going around, taking the longer path, giving them time to cool down and slow down. So when they leave the suppressor, they do not create this high audible report. Most common downsides of a flow-through suppressor are usually the high price, relatively low noise reduction, and still some visible muzzle flash. But as we see with the MFT, this is not always the case. Now let's take a deep dive into the MFT suppressor. These are designed and made in Slovenia, and every suppressor comes with its proprietary muzzle device. This is a short stubby flash hider, and of course it comes in all different kind of threads for your AKs, ARs, all kind of rifles. The suppressor attaches to this muzzle device with threads, and the muzzle device and the suppressor has a taper over here that seals up the gases so you don't get them in the threads. The suppressor currently comes in two different calibers, the 7.62 and the 223 or 5.6. Now I think they also have a longer version, but this compact is just perfect for me. MFT stands for multi-flow technology, and this is a patented system. This suppressor creates three distinct flows of gases. First one is with this outer turbine, and the gases go around at this sleeve of the suppressor. And then the second one, they go around the hybrid baffles and change directions multiple times. And then the third flow is through the baffles themselves, so just behind the bullet. Here I should also mention two important features of this suppressor. So first one is that it's user serviceable. You can take it easily apart, you can clean it. And the second one is that it has kind of modular design where you can stack these baffles in different order. So either the gases have to change direction, which creates more resistance and less flow through, or you can change them in a way that all of the baffles are facing the same direction, which will kind of speed up the gases and create less back pressure. So what can I say? MFT suppressors really show their value. They're rugged, have really good sound suppression, and if we look at the first round pop and muzzle flash suppression, I would dare to say that they are even better than some of the conventional cans on the market today. But what are the downsides, you may ask? Well, I thought about it, and one is probably the weight. This is a heavier can, but if you would reduce the weight, you would probably reduce the efficacy and the ruggedness of it. So yeah, it's heavier, but it's also more durable. The only thing that I would kind of look as a point of an improvement is the muzzle device. I would love to see a compensator. At least for me, I do a lot of competition shooting, and a compensator on a rifle is something that I look for. And also this flash hider is not as effective as some of the flash hiders on the market. Additionally, this thread design works very well, but if you want to put the suppressor on or off, you need to do a lot of turning. So my advice for future development would be to create a quick mount system, or maybe just have less threads on the muzzle device so you don't have to turn it that much. But this is a solid suppressor, and I'm happy to say that we will be selling these also in both of our stores, Polenar Tactical Shop and Polenar Tactical Armory.